Alright, hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today, I will be giving you my predictions for UFC Fight Night Ulberg versus Reyes, also known as UFC Fight Night Perth. This is a very interesting card. Don't think I've seen one, I don't think I've seen fights on this card that's so divisive. I think for, the majority of these fights, you could make an argument for the other person winning that I'm about to list. So there's only a few locks on this card. So if you're betting on this card, just don't. Honestly, just don't. But it's a decent card. It's a decent little card here. So let's go through my predictions. What I have for this fight. Starting with this for some reason, we're starting with Luma Lokbounmi versus Alex Thanera. Really UFC? We're starting with a ranked strawweight fight. Okay. I'm picking Luma Lokbounmi to win this fight. I think Luma Lokbounmi is better, more well-rounded fighter with some good takedown defense, and of course with that Muay Thai background, she's gonna be really good in the clinch, and just quicker, more skillful on the feet. Honestly, I do rate the grappling of Alex Thanera, and she has some decent wins, and she's looked pretty good as a prospect overall. But Luma Lokbounmi is just kind of she's just kind of crazy like that. You know what I mean? Cause who has Thanera actually really faced? She beat Molly McCann, which is a decent win, but that was her last fight, so I kind of iffy about that. But she looks good. I'm telling you, she looks good. That's what I'm saying. There's arguments to be made that Thanera can win this fight if the grappling is superior to Lokbounmi's. But I just think Lokbounmi's is so much more well-rounded and better on the striking that she's gonna get the win here. Up next we have Up next we have Brando Pericic versus Alicia Ellison. Some debuting heavyweights here to in the second fight of the show. I'm gonna go Brando Pericic here. I think this is a close fight, but I think the circumstances favor Pericic a bit more. Being from Australia and being in such a high spot in the card, I don't think it's gonna affect him too badly. I do think there's a lot of potential for some grappling, some really heavy grappling from Pericic. And despite Ellison having some good KO power and being a pretty decent grappler himself, I just think Perisic has a bit more experience. He's fought better opponents, and I think he's just going to do a bit better in this fight itself here. He's also got a huge height advantage, bro. 6'5". God damn. That is crazy. Up next here, we have Luana Carolina versus Michelle Montague. This one's tough. This one is tough, man. Luana Carolina, it's tough, but this is a very good fight here because Michelle Montague has had a lot of fights in the PFL. She's looked really good here. She's looked really good in those fights where she's constantly gotten the first round rear naked chokes against some decent opponents in the PFL. But I just think here now this is her big test in the UFC against Luana Carolina. I think I have to go Montague here. I think. The one thing I worry about Michelle Montague is that her striking is pretty poor. Anytime she's actually been on display, she's looked pretty bad here, and she looks like the striking itself gasses her pretty quickly. But I'm gonna bank on the grappling of Michelle Montague. I'm gonna say the pattern continues. The fact that she's able to get these first round submissions out of fucking nowhere in the first round. I do think Carolina has a lot of experience. Obviously, she has pretty decent cardio, and she does regularly fight more at bantamweight. This will be Michelle's first ever fight at bantamweight. She's only ever fought at featherweight, which I think might also play a factor. And of course, she has better striking. But I think the grappling is really going to win Michelle Montague this fight here. I think she's going to be able to clinch it in. I don't really see a lot from Carolina in the grappling department. That surprises me a lot. So, yeah, man, I'm just going to go with that. Carolina is someone that does like to stand and brawl. Fuck, man. I don't know. She does really like to, she is really good at striking. No, I'm still going to go Michelle Montague here. Up next, we have Colby Thickness versus Josias Musasa. Colby Thickness is one of those guys I just feel like has always been in the UFC, but this is his second ever fight. He's coming off a loss to Alexander Topuria, Ilya Topuria's brother. And then Josias Musasa is also... who has he fought? He fought, it was Carlos Vera, that's right. He had a good split decision win on the Contender Series and lost to Carlos Vera. He was looking good up to that point before getting caught in a rear naked choke, but... That being said, I think I'm gonna have to go Colby Thickness here. You know, I think he is the slight underdog, but I think I have to go with him. I think he's a solid grappler. I rate the performance that he had against Topuria more than the one Josias Musasa had against Carlos Vera, because Carlos Vera is very old. Like he is a better grappler. Musasa had a better performance against Vera than Thickness did against Topuria, but I just think that I think he's gonna be this. I think Thickness just has the better grappling. I think like Musasa's gonna get a little bit carried away, you know? I think Musasa will probably outstrike Thickness. I think he probably will, but I think Thickness is gonna be controlling the ring a lot. He'll be controlling the octagon, be pushing him back. Musasa might be piecing him a bit more, but I don't think it's gonna do as much damage as he would want. And I think Thickness will just be able to get away with a probably split decision win here, I'm gonna say. But yeah, I have Colby Thickness, bro. This is like a top 5 fucking name in the UFC, dude. Colby Thickness is awesome. Up next, we have Jamie Malarkey versus Rolando Bedoya. Jamie Malarkey is also a top tier name in the UFC. Shit, man. This one's really divisive for me too, cause Malarkey, if you look at his losses, he's 5-6, right? But I mean, you know, Jalen Turner, Brad Riddell before he fell off, Fares Ziem, who's on a good run, Muhammad Naimov, which is he's one of the stronger wins in his catalog, but he has some good wins. Nasrak, who's on a good long run, and then Mauricio Rufy, dude. I just don't think I can put Rolando Bedoya in that category of people that Malarkey's lost to. Cause if you look at Bedoya, bro, who is he? He's literally 0-3 in the UFC. Chaos Williams split decision loss, okay, fine. Jai Herbert unanimous loss, okay, fine. Dude, Kenan Song? How the fuck are you losing to Kenan Song, bro? Look at this guy's record. Bro, he lost to Max Griffin in the year of our Lord 2021. Look at the people he's beaten, bro. Ricky Glenn, Rolando Bedoya, Callan Potter, Derek Krantz, Hector Aldana, Bobby. Who the fuck are these people, bro? Maybe my casual is showing, but who the fuck are any of these wins? And you think Jamie Malarkey is gonna get added to this list? No, sorry. Who the fuck? He lost to him. He's part of that group. Now he's gonna beat Jamie Malarkey? No, dude. I have Bedoya winning this originally. I'm looking at this fucking thing. I think Malarkey's gonna win. Fuck that. I think Malarkey's winning this. Bedoya is just a blob. He has good cardio. Okay, Bedoya has good cardio. He has a good chin. But I just think Malarkey is just a levels above the competition he's beaten. You know, I think Malarkey is chinny, but he's dangerous on the feet. He has a good jab, and he's a really good range fighter. And I think that's gonna be able to get the better of him. So I'm gonna go Jamie Malarkey on that fight. Up next, Andre Petrosky versus Cam Roston. Cam Roston battle drafts coming off that decent win over what's the guy's name? What's the kid's name? Fucking Brandon Holmes, just in the Contender Series. He was a pretty decent win. He applied a lot of pressure and got a pretty decent TKO win there. He lost to Torres Finney though. It was by decision, but dude, you can't call yourself Battle Giraffe and then lose to a guy that's 5'8". You literally can't do that. I don't care how tall you are. You're 6'3", you lost to a guy that's 5'8". That's 7 inches shorter than you, bro. You got big broed by fucking 5'8", dude. I don't care how good Finney is. You should win that. And then Petrosky himself, man. If you look at his record, Michel Pereira, that's a good loss. Edmund Shabazian, that's a good loss. And he had a decent winning streak going for himself too. So I mean, I think I'm gonna have to go Petrosky here, man. Petrosky, he is chinny. I will say, he's getting caught with strikes a lot. But I think he's just a better grappler. And Rouston himself also gets hit a lot. And he has decent takedown defense, but I think he's getting caught in the exchanges. The combinations are going to get to him. Petrosky will find a way to be able to take him down, probably. But I'm going to have to go Petrosky in that fight, bro. I just see a lot more potential in Petrosky, and I just don't think, like, again, I don't think the level of competition that Rouston has faced up to this point, and even the people that he's lost to, will be will shows for himself. So, like, again, if he gets this win, that's really good, cool for him. But I'm gonna go, like I said, there's an argument for Cam Rouston to win, genuinely. But I'm gonna go Andre Petrosky here. Up next, I'm excited for this one. Navajo Sterling versus Rodolfo Bellato. This one is a lock. This is one of the few locks on the fucking show. I'm gonna go Navajo Sterling to win this fight. You know, Bellato does have a power advantage, and he does have better boxing. But the thing about Navajo Sterling, which is so fucking exciting, is that he's patient. He has some fucking great fight IQ. And he can mix in the grappling well, and he's super accurate with his punches, dude. You know, and he's shown that in these last two fights. Who did he face? It was Tuco Tokos, and then Ivan Ursulan, who was later down on the card in the co-main event somehow. And then you expect Rodolfo. Look at this guy's record, bro. Look at this guy. Fuck, a win over Ivo Peteria, not impressive. Draw with Jimmy Crute, not even like a point deduction anyway. It was just a draw with Jimmy Crute, not impressive. And then a competitive fight with Paul Craig where you had to flop your way to a fucking no contest. Not impressive! And you expect me to sit here and think Navajo Sterling's gonna lose to that? I will be so disappointed if he actually does. He's actually gonna complete the fucking trios of ones, dude. It's gonna be insane. But I don't see a world where Sterling loses this fight. I'll be supremely disappointed if he does, but he's got it, man. Like this is the prospect of the card. Navajo Sterling is the guy to watch out for on the card. I rate this guy. I think he's gonna get the job done here. Up next, Tom Nolan versus Charlie Campbell. Fuck, man. I'm going Nolan. I don't have a lot to say about this fight. I think Nolan is dangerous, long and short range, especially long range. He's really dangerous there. He has some great takedown defense and wrestling ability, and then also does some pretty strong damage in the clinch, and he's going to be a bit more active than Charlie Campbell will be. I don't even have to look at the fucking, like, we can look at who he's beat. He hasn't beat much, bro. It was just... Dude, this is a good win, bro. Trust me. Like, trust me, man. This is a good win over Slava Claus. But yeah, like, Nicholas Mota, that's tough. Who the fuck even is this? Oh, that's a bad loss. Shit. Don't worry, bro. He's back on the come up. Charlie Campbell. Who the fuck is Charlie Campbell, bro? Really? He beat Trevor Peek, bro. Fucking whoop-de-doo, bro. Alex Reyes, whoop-de-doo, bro. Like, it's gonna be for Tom Nolan. It's gonna be a good win for Tom Nolan here. He's way more competitive. He's way more active. I think he's just all around a better fighter. I just think he's the better fighter. So I think he's gonna get the job done here. Up next, oh my fucking god, dude. Louis Sutherland versus Justin Tafa. I'll be honest, I gain literally nothing. I gain literally nothing from saying Justin Tafa wins here. I'm picking Louis Sutherland, dude. Like, are we serious? Look at this record! He's 4-5! This guy's a bum, dude. Like, he's a bum. Louis Sutherland at least has won some regional titles, and he's looked good in, like, Bellator. Who did he lose to Bellator? Yeah, Slim Trebelsi. That's decent. Who the fuck, like, Justin Tafa stinks, dude. He just stinks, dude. Like, what do you want me to say? This guy just stinks. Sutherland can get the takedown if he shoots for it. He's gonna be Tafa has no answers for any takedown that's gonna get shot at him. Louis Sutherland can strike, and even though Tafa is probably better on the feet, I think Louis Sutherland will do a better job of avoiding that. He's smarter. He knows his opponent too well. And he's going to be able to get the takedown if he shoots for it. And he will be able to strike him up, piece him up, I think. So, he's just going to be a more unorthodox fighter, dude. Like, that's just what I expect out of Louis Sutherland. I can't pick a Tafa. I'm not picking Tafa to win a fight, ever. When you're 7-5, when you're 4-5 in the UFC, at heavyweight, I'm not picking you, dude. Fuck out of here. Moving on. Oh, man. Jake Matthews versus Neil Magny. Shit. It's the Aussies' turn, bro. I still have PTSD from UFC 297. Watching my glorious King Pookie Bear, Mike Malott, completely piece up Neil Magny, only to gas himself out and then fucking allow Magny to get the last-minute TKO win. I still have PTSD from that. And now it's the Aussies' turns to experience that. Except it won't happen because I think Jake Matthews is winning this fight. Jake Matthews is an absolute veteran. He's been in the UFC for like 10 years, and now he's finally getting this chance to break out and have a career-defining performance. A career-defining win, really, at this stage in his career is really important for him. And I just think, when you compare the fighters, if you compare him to Mike Malott, going into the Neil Magny fight, I think Jake Matthews is the better of those two. I think he's way more experienced, so he'll be more patient. He won't overextend. He won't recklessly chase a finish, and he'll use his cardio well. And I think he's a sharp boxer, and he has good takedown defense. I think the most that Neil Magny can do here is that he'll be clinching because he has the size advantage, and he'll be just kind of bullying with that size advantage. Because, what is the size advantage, actually? It's, he's only 5'9" to 6'3", and he has a fucking 7-inch reach advantage. That's what's he'll keep him at bay. But I think Matthews is just smart enough and knows what he's doing more than, someone like Mike Malott that he'll be able to get through. Because you saw that with Mike Malott, he was able to get through this fucking size advantage. I think Jake Matthews winning this fight. I think this is a lock. I think this is an easy win. Not easy win for Jake Matthews. I could see a finish. He's minus 500, which is kind of crazy, but I can see Jake Matthews winning this fight, 100%. Up next, fucking Jack Jenkins versus Ramon Tavares. I heavily rate both these two guys, bro. I'll be honest. Jack Jenkins. Oh fuck. I'm gonna pick Jack Jenkins to win this fight. I think Jenkins will land the kicks. He'll defend the takedowns of Tavares. Tavares does have some really good pressure and boxing ability, but I just think Jenkins is a bit more well-rounded and active, and he will get more damage off of the strikes that he throws. Jenkins doesn't have the most impressive, resume in the UFC. He's 3-2, lost to Gabriel Santos and Chepe, which aren't terrible. He doesn't really have that many strong wins in the UFC. If you compare it to a guy like Tavares has, shown a bit more, he's avenged his loss on the Contender Series. He lost to Davey Grant, which isn't the worst loss in history. It's okay. It's kind of where is he in this list? He's here. I mean, no, it's not the worst loss, but I just don't see a way, everything I list here, I just think Jack Jenkins is the more well-rounded fighter. So I think he's going to be able to he'll be more active, he'll be able to throw some more strikes, Tavares won't really have that much of an answer for him, he won't be able to rely on the grappling that he does sometimes, so I'm going to say Jack Jenkins wins this fight here. Not a lock, but I'm picking him. Co-main event time. What the fuck, dude? Why is this the co-main event? Jimmy Crute versus Irvin Elson. I got Jimmy Crute all the way. That's a lock. That's a fucking lock. Jimmy Crute, if you look at the people Jimmy Crute's actually lost to, he has well-aging losses. Anthony Smith, at that, Dr. Stoppage leg injury, that's fine. John Malone Hill, that was a decent loss. That's a decent loss. Losing to Menefield, decent loss. Misha Serkinov, I don't think this one was actually a decent loss. Low-key, hold on. Oof. Yeah, no. But, the other ones, you know what I mean? I just don't see Urslan. Urslan is not at the skill level of these guys. Urslan, he just lost to fucking, who's the other guy I listed? He lost to fucking Navilo Sterling, bro! And Ion Cutelaba. That's all he's done in the UFC. This guy's not beating Jimmy Crute. He's not. I'm sorry. I think, Urslan has good takedown defense. He will stand and box, but Crute is the better grappler. He will get a takedown. He will fatigue Urslan, and he will get the ground and pound TKO win, That's just what it is. I don't even have much else to say about it. That's what he's going to do. That's what he's going to do. So I'm going Crute. This is a lock. Put the entire house down on Jimmy Crute because he's winning. Yeah, man. Let's move on to our main event. Carlos Ulberg versus Dominic Reyes. I so badly want to stand on this pedestal here, this platform that I have, and tell you that Dominic Reyes is winning. Originally, that's what I was gonna say. I think Carl Ulberg will win this fight, bro. Fuck! I'm devastated by this. Make no mistake about it. I am devastated to see this. And I have this, looking at my notes again, I have, that said Reyes is gonna win. I just think it was a bit more of fan, cope than it is out of, actual objectiveness. Because let me tell you about Reyes, right? Reyes is proven. He's very dangerous. He's experienced in 5-round fights, and he's aggressive, right? Like, you just look, like, purely off of just, like, looking at their resumes, right? Ulbrich has only finished unranked, and he struggled with ranked veterans. He squeaked out a win with leg kicks and counter punches against Blachowicz. Reyes has been landing big shots. He's been applying pressure. He gets through the leg kicks, cuts people off. He lands good jabs, and a step back left hand will do him very well in this fight. Thing is, though, I think like let's really look at his comeback, right? Let's really look at this thing. Dustin Jacoby is a fight he should have won. That's where he beat the washed allegations. We've established he's still a credible fighter with a Dustin Jacoby win. And a good performance, too. It wasn't a performance tonight, but it was a good performance. What was it? Actually, it doesn't matter. Anthony Smith is a loss that's aging pretty badly. Like, I mean, it aged pretty badly, dude. Like, he lost his next fight and retired, dude. Like, I just don't, it's not a great look for Reyes. Again, he's just slightly beating the washed allegations. And then this one that people always kind of bank on, the first round KO win over Nikita Krylov, is a good win. And where a lot of people will get this, like, idea that, you know, Dominic Reyes really is back. But if you look at, like, but then he also lost his next fight basically the same way to Bogdan Guskov, who isn't a bad fighter, but I'm just saying, you know, that's almost essentially who we're dealing with here. And so I just have to, like, face reality and just be like, Dominic Reyes, like, he's looked good, but this is also the strongest opponent that he's faced in his come up back to the title, right? Ulbrich is the higher ranked guy. This is a step down in competition for Ulbrich. No, like, in a way that's like, you know, he's not advancing his career. Obviously, this is the best competitor that Ulbrich has faced up to this point, but it's just, I just think he's gonna do what Ulbrich does to win this fight. He's gonna be short. He's gonna just have he's gonna get the leg kicks. He's gonna get the counter punches in. I'm just scared that Reyes is gonna overextend, and Ulbrich will catch him. I'm not just worried about that he's gonna do what he always does and it just squeak out a win. He might actually get a finish here. That's what I'm super worried about. Let me just look at his fucking wins here as well. Like, again, yeah, I don't know how you lose to Kennedy Nzechukwu. These are all cans. Io Pretoria can. Dawun Jung can. Alonzo Menefield losing by negative fight IQ. And then decision wins, like close decision wins over Volkan Ozdemir and Jan Blachowicz, who was 42 in this fight, and now he's gonna get like a big fucking fuck, man. I really don't want him to win. This guy's become like the #1 villain in MMA if he fucking beats Dominic Reyes, dude. I think he knows that too, which fucking sucks. This sucks. I'm picking Ulbrich to win. Of course, you can make the argument Reyes won. I did in my notes here. I think Reyes will, like, if Reyes can pressure, he can put the pressure on and get through the leg kicks and actually fight smartly and just, you know, find the jab and find the step back left hand. Ulbrich is not a pressure guy. He likes people coming in. He likes to invite people into his range. So I think if you can kind of figure out a way around that, Reyes could win this fight here, but I'm going to go Carlos Ulbrich to win this fight. Unfortunately so. I fucking hate saying that out loud. That is probably the least favorite sentence I've ever said in my life. Fuck, man. That's it. Those are my predictions for UFC Perth. Pretty interesting card. Heard this card is performing terribly ticket-wise, like attendance-wise. Probably has something to do with the fact that it's going down 7 p.m. Eastern time, which, like, in New Zealand is like fucking at the brink of dawn. So I really wonder why this card is performing poorly. But it's a decent card. Like, it's really tough predicting wise. I don't think there's a lot that are like locks here. I think Sterling is a lock. I think Matthews is a lock, and I think Krut's a lock. That's about it. Any other fight, like, I could see the other guy winning. Even Justin Taffa, I could see Justin Taffa. I could see Sutherland just being an absolute fucking fraud, and then Taffa somehow connecting with a good strike, because that is something he could do. But other than that, yeah, these are all. It's interesting though. It's definitely interesting. I'm very intrigued to see how some of these fights go down. But that's gonna do it for me, guys. Those are my predictions. Tell me what your predictions are. How you feel about this card. What the quality of this card itself. Tell me what you think about it in the comment section down below. Be sure to leave a like if you enjoyed the video and subscribe if you want to see more content from me. But Other than that, I will see you guys in the next video. That's going to do it for me. Goodbye.